Who am I talking with?
You're talking to Erez Bustan, President and CEO of American LegalNet.
And that kind of told me what you do. What does the company do? What is it?
The company is in the risk management area for, we take care of, we take reduced risk for law firms.
Okay.
We have a suite of products that do that. We have a calendaring, court rules-based system, forms, and anything that are associated with due dates and content. That's what we do.
And you founded the company.
I founded the company.
When did you found it?
I founded it in 1996.
A long time ago.
Relatively long time ago. That's right. We came up with our first product really in 2000.
Okay.
But it was an evolved process.
So what were you doing when you found it? When the day before you decided?
That's
the crazy thing.
That's an excellent question. I used to own an attorney service.
Okay.
So a lot of the ideas that I came up with was actually seeing the pain points that law firms going through from my attorney service business. And that was at the time when the internet emerged, and I looked at how we can take those processes and pain points and turn them to a digital solution for law firms.
So when you say an attorney service, what were the services that you were providing to attorneys then?
Filing, service of process, research, investigative services, all those. I had about 70 guys working for me.
Really?
Oh yeah, running to the courts, doing, dealing with law firms, and where's my filing, where's my service?
Does that business still exist, or did you sell it?
No,
keep it going?
I sold the business.
You did?
And I took that money and invested it in our company.
Yeah, that's what I thought would be the next step. So you had the luxury, if you will, over some people of having nothing and figuring out how to live. So you took that thing, you looked at the internet. How long did it take from the time you looked at the internet and you go, wow, this is interesting. I can see how I can connect the dots here to do something.
Yes. I'll tell you an interesting story. I had a lawyer who needed a form that day and took one of our guys to Santa Barbara, back and forth, spent about $500 on one form just to get the right content in time to the courthouse. So it took us a couple of years taking it from ID to where it should be, and of course number of tries. A number of tries have been very successful, and of course we had our failures too, like anything else. But it was wonderful ride, seeing the vision come through.
So using that example of the form out to Santa Barbara and whatnot, where did it click as far as what the internet could do to save? I can envision.
Right.
But tell me what that meant in your mind.
The value proposition. One is the pain point, right? Hey, I need it now. I need it digitally, and I need to deliver that right away to the court system. So the urgency, the content, the accuracy, and of course the service, the delivery mechanism.
How does it get from it's being created here, and you can't just drop it in the courthouse. Somebody has to still bring it into the courthouse.
Right.
Did you have a service that delivered it to some place in Santa Barbara so it could be brought to the courthouse?
At that time, the content was an issue. How do you retrieve content from the court to be able to file it back with the courts? Forms was one of the things, right? So it's meeting deadlines, meeting the timelines, and we managed to create a digital content of all those paper forms that exist at that time.
Okay.
So the delivery mechanism changed. We took paper forms.
The lawyer could have it right in their hands.
I can have it right. I can have it delivered in real time now, and being able to file it with the courts. Right, and there's a lot of e-filings now and all that. But at those times, you had to manually file it.
What was your first access to the internet? I mean, what was the window that gave you got you to the internet? Mine was AOL, in about 95 or 96.
That's a
but would
good
you even
question.
remember,
That's a
all of a
good
sudden,
question.
oh wow, this
Who
is this internet
was
thing.
the service provider, right?
Yeah.
I really don't. I cannot recall. AOL was one of them, but yeah.
But it wasn't like Google, where you could start go in and Google something and start to retrieve information.
No. That was even pre-Google, right?
Yeah.
That was right when Google started emerging.
As you did this company, were there ever low points where you said, I don't know if this is going to work or not?
Yes.
What would those be?
We were a great believer in the e-filing concept.
Right.
In 1998, believe it or not, I was one of the first few 50 people that were sitting in downtown courthouse with a bunch of other people and trying to form the legal XML practice, so the legal XML standards for law firms to be able to file to the courthouse. A lot of us were visionaries in that field and thought, hey, tomorrow e-filing is going to happen with the internet coming together, right? Apparently, we're looking at 20 years later, and only 40% of the courts are filings. So it didn't turn out to be the way we thought it's going to be. We thought it's going to be a huge market, everybody going to benefit out of it, right? To that day, it's still
overnight.
very political, and very time consuming, and very, and it's not a vendor-friendly environment.
Right.
So we had our successes there too. Orange County was a beautiful success of ours in the e-filing field. But we had our failures there too. So it's a number of courts where we thought it's going to be, terrific and going on. Took it time.
Do you focus on California, or you do it?
No. We have a national solution, and our vision is actually end-to-end litigation solutions from desktop to courthouse.
Right.
So we have a calendaring system, court rules driven, which we calculate the dates for lawyers, have the forms that are associated with those embedded in the notifications that law firms or the lawyers are getting. We have also a PACER solution, which is also helping the lawyers processing all the receipts right away instead of waiting, and also save them a lot of money in incurring cost with downloading multiple times the same document. So we do that, and we have also a feed from the court that helps the lawyers to see when and if dates change by the court system. So we have it all together as a flow.
You had a nice transition relative to some people that had to, quit their job and whatnot. But was there a point where you really said, this is really going to work?
Yes.
Wow.
I still...
it clicked and you go, this is no doubt going to work.
And I'll tell you when. And I still have a frame of these two first checks that came in. So first two checks that came into the company by two major firms were Wilson Sonsini, and there was from Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher. Yep. And I took these two checks, one for $50,000, one for $18,000, frame it, and it's still on my wall. Those were the first two big checks we got, and I said, if they were willing to pay for that concept, I know it's going to work.
Yeah, and that's so right. I remember when with my assistant when I started coming, she goes, well, why can't we have them direct deposit certain things? I said, because then I can't see the check. She goes, well, why do you need to see the checks? I said, I want to see the firm names. Right. I want to see the checks.
Right.
Because exactly the same thing. Because I know if they will send us a check, other people will too. And they aren't little things; they're big.
Right. They're big.
In the
they were the validation part. Absolutely.
You need that. You don't
Absolutely.
know. You're walking home, but I'm taking a ferry home, and you're just wondering,
right?
Until the checks come in, what's going to happen? What would you tell, an entrepreneur that's got that idea for legal tech? We're here at ILTA, and there's people walking all over the place that haven't started anything yet. There's talked to one person with a computer science degree. He just had a fascination with the law, never went to law school. We got some that went to law school that want to just start a company. What do you tell those people?
The biggest advice I can tell them is be patient. It takes time. You go after the big law firms, it's going to take you time. And so just be patient, be out there, communicate, build a good network, not just with the law firms, but also vendors around the law firms.
Right.
Because they can get you in the door much quicker and build your reputation. It's all about the reputation. Our company holds 98% renewal rates with our products because we have good reputation. Because we especially with the larger law firms, we partner with them. It's not just about vendor-client relationship. It's really, you really truly got to partner with the law firms to understand the pain in order to be able to cater to the service as well. So those are my advices. Be patient, reach out, network, and really take care of your clients.
Because as a lawyer, it was all relationship and name driven. It was your name and relationships. What you just said was network.
Yes,
and your name.
Too.
So you're talking about relationships and a name. It's not some of the stuff that you're going to do to hawk wares. You've got to get out and spend time meeting people.
Absolutely. And, earn their trust. Right? And earning their trust is by being a great listener. Right. You've got to listen to what the market tells you. You got to listen to your customers. So that's how it all goes, right? That's how you keep relationships going, not just building them and then that's it, right?
I forgot to ask you, before you started the attorney services company, what gave you the idea to start that?
That's a good question. It's actually an opportunity of investment that I had with a good friend of mine who was in that business. Okay. So I was investing in different businesses, and that was one of them.
Okay.
And it really, we came across that niche market, which was wonderful. It was a good cash flow business, so we enjoyed it very well.
Right.
And so we saw through one thing after another, and that was the opportunity, right?
Came in
After
through the
that,
side door of like what's here.
right? What's the next step? Right,
No,
right.
because you've stayed in legal now for
Over
a long
20 years.
time.
Yeah, over 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years actually. It's been a while.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It was
you.
good.
It's been a pleasure.
So
Thank you.